Hello, you're watching the Sunbeam Alpine channel on YouTube, and in this video today we're going to revisit fitting the stainless steel drip strips on the side of the latest series hardtops. These are on the steel hardtops from series 3, 4 and 5 cars. Now we first made a video on this about 4 or 5 years ago, and normally these strips go on quite easily. In fact, in the video I complained that one had taken me 15 minutes to put on. Well, my friend Cliff Johnson has been working on restoring an old Series 5 hardtop, and he was telling me that it had taken him hours to try and get the drip strips on, and he'd invented a couple of new tools to make the job easier. Well, knowing Cliff, and he's a real expert on making homemade specialist tools, he made the brilliant little device that allows you to take the oil seal out of the back of an overdrive without removing the gearbox from the car. You can do it in situ. He made that, designed it and made it. Knowing he did that, I thought it's got to be worth going up to him and seeing what he's made to put these strips on with. So I went up and spent an afternoon at his house helping him get the stainless steel strips on, and this video shows what he's done and how to do it. Now, hardtop is obviously a lovely addition for a Sunbeam Alpine. In the winter time it basically turns the car into a coupe. You wouldn't know you're in a convertible car once it's fitted. The problem is they can be expensive to buy, and if you buy one that needs repair, it can be extensive in terms of how much work you have to do. Before we look at Cliff's special tools, just going to have a little look at what state the hardtop was in when Cliff started to work on it. Now, you often see these hardtops advertised as having rust in the usual places. When people write that, they mean the rear bottom corners are gone and the bar that goes across underneath the rear window. Now, you can get repair panels for these, but they tend to have quite a long waiting list if you want them specially made, or they're quite expensive. But have a look at this one that Cliff was working on. He repaired it totally by making new bits from either flat steel sheet or square or rectangular tube. You'd be amazed how badly corroded some of these hardtops can be and yet still be fully savable. Never throw one of these away, they're nearly all savable. Here you can see how Cliff was repairing the hardtop, just small bits at a time, 2 or 3 inches each section. Gradually it all comes together, and then it's time to marry it up to the car and to make sure that the new bits you're building fit exactly to your Alpine. Cliff uses the same Clean B treatment as I do for sheet steel. It destroys any rust. You can leave it bare for months and no rust will form. The big difference between modern paints and when the Alpine was made originally is in how thick the paint is. In the old days, it got a quick dust of primer and then some cellulose on top. Modern paint, you have various primers that go on first, then the 2-pack paint itself, and often a clear coat lacquer on top. These are Cliff's 2 tools. The first one is basically a flat bar with a hook in the end of it and a thicker bar bolted to it. This goes over the top of the stainless steel trim and pushes it into place. The second tool is a modified and padded set of mould grips. That will pinch the top of the stainless steel trim down and make sure that it's fully over the lip on the hardtop. If you use these together with a rubber mallet to gently tap things into place, the strips will go on, even over very thick paint. Here you can see the tools in action. The hook tool there is very simple. It just goes over the edge of the stainless steel trim, and as you push it down, the thick block pushes the bottom of the trim into place. See here, moving it along the trim, making sure everything has gone all the way home. Simple tool, easy to make. Now, a rubber mallet will just make sure that that trim has gone completely home. There you can see the bottom part of the trim is sticking out. The curve is always the hardest bit to get round. Just working that new tool around that curve with a rubber mallet will bring it to a position where it just clicks in and the bottom part of the trim just goes in. Nice and simple. You want to make sure there's plenty of wax oil lubrication to help it go over.
See, what I was doing is this, look. You put that right on that lip and adjust it. It won't pull down anymore. There's here.
When the trims are on, it's bright and shiny with no dents and looking good. You know you've done a good job.
Tell me if you see any primers. Now how lovely does that look? Another hardtop saved and no repair panels needed. And never scrap a hardtop, almost all of them are savable, even if they look like they're not and they're totally rusted out. I'd like to say thanks to Cliff Johnson for sharing his creativity in creating these tools, showing us what is possible to do with a rusted out hardtop. Also, well done to Scuff Doctors for some great paintwork.
Thank you for watching our video. I hope it was useful to you. If you're a Sunbeam Alpine owner, or if you're interested in Sunbeam Alpines, then please subscribe to the Sunbeam Alpine channel. Until the next time, thanks for watching again. Goodbye.